Yeah, that's why I usually flesh in between those, because if that gets in your eye, it's over.
You have flesh in between there?
I
You
do.
should get
Sometimes I do.
that looked at.
I was told I'm supposed to have flesh there, but I mean,
well, I'm not a doctor.
we know that.
We're on the internet. We're live.
God
We're
damn.
live in people's homes right now.
I'm inside your house.
We're inside you.
Get out.
Can't you feel us?
That's a birth defect.
Fair enough.
Jack, what the hell is it? Follow who?
Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
I just think he's a really good actor, and I just want more people to follow him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
The font was small. I thought it said Chemical Caine, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Oh no, well that's My Chemical Romance for the elderly.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
That'd be a sweet band.
Yeah, I just think Michael Caine is a really good actor in the Dark Knight trilogy, and then A Muppet Christmas Carol, and other movies too that he's been in. So
nope, just those.
Yeah. Only those. Nothing.
Well, there was at least one or two in there. I can't name them off the top of my head, but
I think that's
right.
a good antithesis to Wu-Tang is for the children, is My Chemical Romance is for the elderly. That's what we're coining here. You heard it here first.
Chemical Romance is for the elderly.
If you really read between the lines, their music is clearly about life during the 50s and 60s. So it's pretty obvious.
It's obvious. Yeah. That's right.
If I knew even one My Chemical Romance song, I would cite an example, but I don't. So.
Oh, I've got examples, but I'm not giving them.
Well, that's good. We'll see. That's actually a good reason for this analogy, because now everyone at home gets to make their own analogy instead of me forcing one onto them. So
that's right.
I would have given them to you when I was a young boy, but my father.
I get it.
Yeah,
that's that Beatles song.
Yeah, from Sergeant Pepper's Parade.
Yes.
Isn't that the one that Ferris Bueller took over like a terrorist?
Yes.
No, that happened on his day off.
Oh, okay.
Do you think Ferris Bueller's second day off was January 6th? I feel like Ferris Bueller might have been behind that.
He very well could have. I mean,
he's possible. He did kill a guy.
He's very Manson-esque,
He did kill somebody.
He has a deeply lifeless energy behind his eyes. He's a man with no moral compass, clearly, and
well, he did kill somebody. Two somebodies, wasn't it?
What?
I think so.
Yeah.
In the movie?
No, in real life.
Oh.
In real life.
The more you know.
Anyway,
the fictional character killed real.
Did you know we're doing the podcast?
I thought our first topic was this Ferris Bueller January 6th guy.
It's the broadcast. We just talked about Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
The
broadcast.
And how he killed 2 people in Ireland. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Yes. Now that you say Matthew Broderick, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Okay. Never mind.
This whole time it was only Ferris Bueller in her.
I couldn't. Yeah.
It's
drunk driving accident, right?
Everything's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Except
for those 2 people.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Carrie Bradshaw was able to
steer the ship, man.
All right. Well, welcome to ASScast.
I steered it into the rocks 6 times in a row. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Huh? Let's get into it. Let's get all the way into it.
Ass.
Ooh, remix.
Ass.
It is What's Up Your Ass time.
What's up your ass?
This is great. This is
got
gold.
the club remix and then all right, Jack, how are you doing today, and what is up your ass?
I'm doing well. I'm having a good time today. I just have been chilling. I had to take my father's car in to go get its yearly servicing done. But what's up my ass right now is I finally found a brand of sparkling water that I like. And I've been trying for weeks now to find one that I like. But too many of them, it feels like they just sort of wave a fruit around the can. They sort of just like, this one actually, the only problem is it only comes in plastic bottles. So I do have to find a way to mitigate the impact on the earth that I'm making. But once I solve that, I'll be able to enjoy my sparkling ice in peace. But that's really about it, because I've been trying these different sparkling water brands like LaCroix, others, and they just, none of them taste like the flavor. It's like at the dentist's office when they're like, "Oh, what flavor do you want?" and then they all taste like shit. So I'm glad to have finally found a brand of sparkling water that actually tastes like sparkling water, or like the flavor it says. So shout out to Ice. I guess this is the sparkling variety. So yeah.
Could I make a very earnest suggestion to you?
Absolutely.
Spindrift, great A. If you've not had
my mom likes those. Now that you said that, I do recall she mentioned that she likes those. So
they're
that's two of the more reputable people in my life have recommended that now. So
yeah, real fruit squeezed right in there.
Fine.
That sounded. Never mind.
Okay, moving on.
Good content.
Al, how are you doing, and what's up your ass today?
I am good. The goose officially landed at the office today. So that's really great. The goose is on the loose. For those watching that don't know, I convinced my boss to let me buy a garden/porch goose for my desk. What is up my ass? Winter weather, just in general.
Oh.
Just tell me what's going to happen and let it actually happen, because it never happens the way you say it's going to happen. And here I'm preparing for an apocalypse, and it just rained all day. So I'm just really confused. Anyway, it's not really a complaint, though. I've lived in Chicagoland my whole life. So what did I expect? Yeah, that's about it. My life's really boring.
Boring is good. Boring is good.
Boring is good.
Safe.
I showered and was ready.
No way. Nice.
Whoa. Whoa.
Nice, dude.
Sorry, wait. Could you say that again? Shower? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Sick.
And if you guys were wondering, I washed my legs and my ass.
So. Oh, very good. Very good.
I'm gonna have to tell my friends in the Smash Bros community about this. They're not gonna believe what I'm talking about.
That wasn't the point of my story, but I'm not even going to finish it. So we'll move on to Stoop.
As long as you showered, that's fine.
Yeah. That was really the moral, that I'm clean.
Clean and bored. Like it.
Yeah.
All right. Stoop, how are you doing this week, and what's up your ass?
Oh, God, I'm so good. It's so good to be here, Sam. Every day is a blessing. And I thank God that I'm on this earth, and I hope that Baloney's still watching, because I'm drinking this gasoline because of you in a roundabout way, because it was a Christmas gift from Celeste, and it was one of the bums selections when she was at the store, so she's like, hey, I know that guy likes whiskey, I'll get him this. And it's the perfect thing to be drinking after like a full afternoon of having heartburn. So I feel just great. What's up my ass is the goddamn road salt, man. It's too much of it. Like, it hasn't even been below freezing really for any length of time yet. And it just seems like every year this city goes crazier and crazier with the goddamn amount of salt that's everywhere. That shit is so nasty and destructive to everything. I mean, I don't think people understand that the reason that, Chicago's got 2 seasons, winter and construction. The reason that our roads are constantly under construction is because of the salt. The salt fucking just eats everything. Asphalt, the underside of your car, for fucking, car degenerates such as myself, is a nightmare. It's the worst. It's the worst thing that you could have all over every surface of your car. You get it on your shoes, you track it in places. It's gross, and it's just like, I get we want to be safe, we want to be preemptive, and we don't want we don't want ice, right? I get it, but like, there's got to be a middle ground, because it's disgusting out there, and there's been 0 ice yet. I understand it's coming, but just fuck, it's so much. It's too much salt. The earth is too salty, and I'm salty about it.
I don't know about you, but I love Ice Ice Baby. So
It's a good song.
All right.
Sam, how are you doing? And what's up your ass?
I'm doing fine. I'm hanging in there, life. What's up my ass this week is it feels like this is just repetitive at this point, but fucking Bears fans on Twitter. Just the root of stupid. Oh my god. I don't care what side of the needle you fall on. Shut up.
This is the
shut up.
number one show to tune into for the hatred of Bears fans.
Yeah.
We don't hate the Bears.
No.
We hate their fans. If you're a Bears fan and you're watching this, fuck you.
That's my thing. Is like the thing is everybody's acting like only one of these options, right? I think they have two very reasonable options to take. Either like take Caleb and trade Fields, or keep Fields and trade down and get picks. But it's like no matter which option they take, about 40% of the fan base will commit seppuku. Like will just absolutely lose their minds, like go off the rails. Like they will just no matter what they do, no matter what very reasonable decision they make, they're completely screwed.
Yeah. And guess what? There's been, 40 plus years of evidence to back that up.
100. There's been 100 years of evidence.
It's just Al, you have a question.
I don't have a question.
You have a statement.
I have something to add to this conversation. And it is the fact that, speaking as a Bears fan, and you're lucky I haven't, dipped out yet. My issue does not stem, like, I'm really sick and tired of the Justin Fields conversation. Like, my issue comes from the fact that, like, we live in Chicago and it is another, like, inept organization. Like, Kevin Warren just needs to tear the whole thing down, like, fire everyone and, like, build it the way that you see it. Because, like, the way in which you're choosing to proceed, like, that's the issue. Because, like, no matter what the Bears choose come draft time, like, whether you decide to trade Fields and take Caleb, or you trade your pick and stick with Fields, they're never going to develop a franchise quarterback.
That's right.
Because they don't know how to do that. And that's, like, the end of the conversation there.
Yep.
That's like, I'm not going to fight with anyone about, like, what they should do or what they shouldn't do. But, like, yeah, that's my 2 cents about it. And that was
all correct.
I mean, I've been, in my head, I haven't really said this. I've said it, what people thought was a joke, but it's not a joke. JJ McCarthy is going to be a Bears quarterback. That is a George McCaskey quarterback. He's going to be drafted probably in the second round, and Fields' fifth-year option will be declined. JJ McCarthy will be your starting quarterback in 2025.
I mean, he's got the same first and last initial as Jim McMahon, It's perfect.
It's inevitable. Get ready for it. It's going to hurt either way. But, yeah, there's a long time between now and whatever they want to do with their draft pick, and it's just going to suck so much.
Also, just as note, a lot of people keep telling me, like, oh, Ohio State quarterbacks never translate to the NFL, yet CJ Stroud is taking the Texans to the playoffs, like, in his rookie season. So it's like, maybe, just maybe, you've never played to the Ohio State's quarterbacks, like, strengths. I don't know. Anyway, okay, that's
Jamarcus Russell has been vindicated.
This is Sam's. This is Sam's what's up his ass, not mine.
It's okay. It's everyone's. Yeah, that's fun. So
fun.
Everyone stop it. But
I will say being more in tune with the Chicago Bears has made me much more grateful for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I want to shout out the Bears for that. So thank
Steelers.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Big Mike Tomlin.
I'm very grateful. And, to be clear, I'm laying my prediction down here. The Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. Let me be clear about that. They're winning the Super Bowl. They're going to win the World Series next year. So it's going to be great.
Okay. All right.
I'm good with that entirely.
You heard it here first, folks.
And speaking of playoffs, Sam.
Speaking of playoffs, something the Bears won't see for a while, or the White Sox, or the fucking Bulls at this point. But what playoffs do you think are the most exciting in sports? Jack?
So I was debating between March Madness and NFL because obviously there's a lot of great things to be said for a series, but I just love the idea of a one and done. I think like for me that's more exciting. I know some people prefer the series where you get to see narrative develop, but also like I feel like I'm gonna go NFL. I feel like March Madness, it's like the first couple days are fantastic, but then like the next couple days after that, it's like the third, fourth, the final rounds, like there's some hype, but it feels like it's the first two rounds where everybody's hyped. Like I remember when I was in high school and everybody would be watching it on their phones, like or watching the games on their computers, and everybody would be getting hyped. Or like it just feels like March Madness brings it all in the first couple days, and then like the upsets kind of die out, people kind of lose focus. So I'm gonna go with NFL just because I love football. That's my sport. So I'm representing the brand right now, obviously.
Got the Rob Lowe hat on. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. But NFL, it's also like there's just something about your team is getting destroyed in the playoffs. It's the worst moment of your year, and then you get to hear Chris Collinsworth say, "Now here's a guy." And that's just an experience you can't bottle. You can't replicate that. So, yeah.
Now here's a guy who's just thrown his fourth interception of the game.
I mean, God forbid you're playing a team with an elite quarterback because that's all you're hearing for the entire game.
Now, Jack, are the Steelers planning to play all three of their quarterbacks in the wild card game?
So what I've heard is that Kenny sort of entered into a moral support role where they'll give him the microphone just to like pump up the crowd a little bit.
Hell yeah.
And then they're going to bring Mitch in, but only on punting plays to block. Mason Rudolph will be the regular quarterback during the game.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a good role for Mitch.
I mean, it's sort of where he belongs, sort of as little impact as possible, basically.
Can always use him for a quick trick play too on that.
Right, exactly. We could. I was going to say let him throw the ball, but maybe not.
Let him run.
Yeah, let him run.
Run.
Yeah. Make him feel like he's doing something. Just like when you give your little sibling the controller, but you don't plug it in. That's sort of what they had to do with Mitch.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Like, hand him player 2 controller and like don't plug it in. Just have him run a route with no hope of getting the ball.
Perfect.
He's always open. There's a reason for that.
Exactly.
Al, what about you? What's your most exciting playoffs?
We talked about this a little bit last week. With the College Women's World Series, like I think that is just an incredible tournament. But if I have to go like pro, like professional,
you don't.
Yeah, but like I want to because like
okay.
What would be me without being long-winded? I to Jack's point of like narratives developing, I do enjoy MLB playoffs, October baseball. As we all know, baseball is a very long season, and so there are a lot of games that are meaningless, and like losing a handful of games here and there like isn't really that big of a deal in the grand scheme of 162 games. So when you get to October and every game counts, and like October is the one time that every inning, every at bat, like everything counts. Like you have to be firing on all cylinders. And I think that is really beautiful. And I love a good, like close 3-2 series, winner takes all series, like game, those types of, like they've played tooth and nail the entire series. Like it all comes down to this. Like, I just love that. There's so much, like, I don't know. It's beautiful.
Now I can't remember. Did we do the pitch clock in the playoffs, or did they stop doing that for the playoffs?
They did not do that for the playoffs.
That's the one thing that I want them desperately to do, the pitch clock in the playoffs, because you're right. Like every pitch matters, and it is like it's fun, but fuck, the 4-hour games, man. No one wants to do that.
See, this is where I differ from a lot of people, because I think the longer a baseball game is, the better. Because, like, I just love having sports on in the background. And so the longer the baseball game is, the more dead air there is to fill.
Now, Al, imagine that with not Jason Benetti now.
I suppose.
You're
but-
gonna be like, can we make the pitch clock like 2 seconds?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't want to
let's
give. I don't want to
really
give.
see
I don't want to give fucking A-Rod too much time to
this. Right.
try and formulate a normal human sentence.
Yeah, it's a valid point.
Like,
Yeah. Also, though, like if I'm going to the game, also just like make it as long as possible. The pitch clock really, like, if we want to dive into that conversation, Stoop, really just only benefits the viewer at home because
well, we could let's we'll talk about this later.
okay.
I can see it bubbling in his head.
All I'm saying is, I feel like I missed a lot of baseball last year just by like trying to go to the bathroom at a game.
There's 162 of them.
But like, I don't want to spend money to be at 162 of them. I want to see baseball when I'm there.
Well,
Anyway.
then pee your pants.
Yeah, or wear a diaper, Al. Gosh,
Gosh.
there's so many solutions to these problems.
108 is just so far from a woman's bathroom.
There's
It's right
there's
behind the stairwell.
plenty of folks.
that
There's
was
there's plenty of folks in the 108 that would pay for your pee.
Stoop included.
Anyway,
Stoop, what's your preferred playoffs?
Oh my god.
well, since Jack didn't pick it, I'm gonna say March Madness. It's fucking awesome. I love college basketball, as we've been over on this show.
Oh, you're talking about college. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the other March Madness.
The Future song, because I
No.
do love that too.
No, I'm talking about the masturbation joke.
Oh. Well, you could do that during the NCAA tournament if you wanted to. Different strokes for different folks. Much pun intended. Yeah, college basketball is fun. I like it. It's fun. It's fun.
And
for
it's
the-
better than the
That's
and I have had conversations, to Jack's point, I have had conversations with people who agree that, yeah, the first couple of days when you got the round of 64, the round of 32, you're watching those games, and then probably your bracket is shot after that, and you don't pay as much attention the next couple of weekends. And
I think we quite literally had that conversation last week on ASScast.
that's I couldn't remember if it was on the show or not that we had that conversation. And I don't
remember. I don't remember any conversation.
I don't think it was actually. I don't know. Time is an illusion, man. We talked about this with Tracy the other day.
Yeah.
Time is just a plane that we're
Time is a
just
construct, man.
rocketing through.
Well, I'm letting you know that we talked about college sports and we did talk about this. So.
Sure.
I'll trust you.
Yeah, I believe you. You could be gaslighting us all. We wouldn't know.
This is a reminder, everyone, that all of the ASScast episodes are on YouTube. You can watch back at your pleasure.
Anytime.
And eventually there'll also be other places. Yeah, so my answer is March Madness. Sam, what's your answer?
Well, my answer is NHL, hockey playoffs. It's when the Blackhawks were there regularly having fun. It was a lot of fun. Except
It was
fucking West Coast
fucking,
games.
It
but-
was awesome. Those playoff series in the Blackhawks were awesome.
But even like last year, I just threw on, I think it was game 5 or 6, whatever it was, for the Knights, whoever they were playing. And I was like, all right, this is why I missed playoff hockey. It is so ridiculously intense. And like just and how much they exert themselves is obviously because doing it all for that cup and really putting everything out there. That's the best show in sports is the NHL playoffs. My runner-up would be NBA playoffs. Just when like somebody hits a big shot, watch that huge crowd just go insane is always fun to watch. But
that is fun. That the Kawhi shot that bounced around and went. I mean, yeah, that was
Or the Ray Allen 3 for the Heat in that game 6 of the finals back
then. Yeah,
it's nuts. Yes, Al.
Do you like the NBA playoffs more or less with the play-in tournament that has been introduced?
I didn't. The same? I don't know. It didn't matter to me, but
I like it more with playing. I like it more with play-in. I think the play-in's fun. We wouldn't have gotten the DeAndre DeRozan screaming thing without the play-in last year. So I think that's really important for the culture
true.
of the NBA. Yeah, and also the Wizards otherwise would probably not have any route to the playoffs. So it's really important. But yeah.
Yeah. I think it makes it more. It does make it more fun to have those like extra rounds and like teams that are the 7-8 seeds thinking that, oh yeah, I'm just in that. No, you got to work for it. You got to work even harder and then go play a 1 seed if you win. So it helps. It's all for the money though.
It gives fans of those teams something to cheer, because if you're a fan of like an 8 or a 7 seed, your team's probably I think Miami last year was the 8 seed. They did go all the way. So the Miami Heat disproving narratives, that's a whole thing. They constantly do whatever. But like normally, if you're a fan of like a 7 or an 8 seed, you're probably not going to get a very consequential game to root for your team. No. So like the Timberwolves that one year where Pat Bev went absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah,
that was the most ecstatic that fan base had been in years. Like Pat Bev jumping on the bench, throwing his jersey into the crowd, doing full WWE promoter stuff. Like that was the most electric that arena had been in ages. And so it gives fans of those teams some consequential game to root for. So I think ultimately the play-in is a good thing. There are downsides to it, but like it makes it more fun at the start of the tournament when maybe some people are like a little checked out. Those people might reconsider and say, well, I'll watch the play-in game, So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and it gives you that one and done mentality, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Staying with the NBA. Next question is, what's the next wild thing Draymond Green will do to get himself suspended? Has he been, kick people in nuts, choke people out,
What's your answer, Sam? You go first.
I go first? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to steal this from Caitlin. She gave me a good idea, so I will credit her fully.
Thief.
She said he's
the trick is you don't credit your ghostwriters.
I know, but I don't care. I'm a fraud. She said he's going to get suspended for kissing a referee.
Oh, you think like she thinks the pendulum swings extreme the other way.
He's gonna overcorrect very poorly.
He's overcorrecting.
Yeah.
Instead of being angry,
their lips just.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean he's just trying to do the opposite. So instead of getting mad and yelling and screaming and swearing at the referees, he's just gonna give them a kiss.
He's trying to be sweet and nice, and then they're gonna say he made contact with a ref and he's gonna get suspended again, even though he was just giving him a kiss.
I've always said the NBA needs more will they, won't they narratives. So yeah.
I agree. More kissing in basketball.
Damn
more
right.
In sports.
More kissing in general.
Okay, so I didn't credit my ghostwriter all the way. Apparently she said Meg out, but whatever.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to see that though. Just one little peck is fine.
I want tongue.
I don't want to see anybody kissing that much. Gross.
No way that could be clipped. Not
by anybody.
I am also using a ghostwriter, and I think okay, everybody this week saw, or I think it was this week, saw the video of the guy in I think it was Nevada, in court that jumped the judge, jumped over the stand. First of all, super athletic play by that guy. Completely cleared the bench, and a good form tackle on that judge. And she had it coming. But
that guy was getting for a second.
She was sitting there all powerful,
whatever.
Just small.
Yeah, details. Semantics, really. Yeah, so I could see Draymond, I don't know, maybe the guy who operates the clock, this is anybody who sits on the other side of the scorer's table there, and Draymond does that. It would be topical. It would be fun for the whole family, and so that's how he's going to get suspended.
Makes sense. I like that one.
What
about? Oh, Jack, you want to go? Go ahead, Joe.
I think Draymond's next move is probably rigging the entire stadium and blowing the floor out from beneath it like Bane did in the dark. Like I can see it now. Steph Curry like driving up the court, and like behind him, it's just the court explodes. Like all these Andrew Wiggins falls through the floor. Like it's just the floor is completely gone. I think that's really, if he really wants to take it to the next level, he needs to consider like pyrotechnics, explosives. I want people hired for this job. You know, like I don't want this to be a one-man job anymore. I want a crew involved in this. So I think he really needs to step it up and get some explosives involved and really just take it to the next level.
I think that's brilliant because you're skipping, you know, like, because the next logical step after like kicking and punching people the way that he's been doing is, oh, you don't get a knife, get a gun. But no, skip all that stuff, go straight to full domestic terrorism. I like it.
Right. Why even give them the chance for the permanent ban? I say just destroy one of their courts. They have to invest millions of dollars in rebuilding it, you know.
That's right.
I think it would be a great move. So yeah.
Great move. Yeah.
I would watch that.
Energy.
Yeah, top notch.
Perfect. Al, what about you?
I'm gonna piggyback off of Stoop's like cultural Twitter reference. And did you see Naked Bass Pro Shop, man?
Ah.
Yeah. Draymond Green is going to be naked NBA man. A little streaking on the court. And
his spiritual penis is massive.
The image of that guy like on the floor in front of the little pond is like one of my favorite things. Like that's a Renaissance painting to me. That's like, it looks like when God kicked Lucifer out of heaven. Like that's what that looks like to me.
You know, Draymond is a Renaissance man.
Draymond is gonna like lay down mid court to recreate that.
Perfect. Iconic.
Hell yeah.
Imagine you go skinny dipping in the Bass Pro Shop guy, or the Bass Pro Shop pond, and you're not even known for skinny dipping the Bass Pro Shop. You're just known for that your dick was that small while you were skinny dipping in the Bass Pro Shop. It gets worse.
I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure it was cold in there.
Right. No, absolutely.
The man just wanted to go for a swim. What's so wrong with that?
I thought this was America.
It's a damn shame we don't have any Bass Pro Shops nearby, you know?
It is.
Damn. I mean, I do, but
but you live in the corn.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just have to find it.
Yeah.
I did want to bring this up because it was really funny. The timing this is when I put this together, and then Roxy tweeted this in the same day. And
yeah. I mean, this was a good idea too.
Yep.
Gonna fucking deck Michael Jordan for knowing Steve Kerr first.
How dare you know Steve Kerr before me?
Yeah, that's good. That's really, really A+ work.
I was just like, oh my god, that is so random that she tweeted at the same day I thought of this topic.
It's almost like it's topical.
It was topical. Hey, look at that.
Maybe Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr could have like Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green fight in like a trial by combat with their champions type thing.
Hell yeah.
Which I would take Rodman in that battle for sure.
Oh,
easily.
I mean,
there could be a lot to work with there.
We'd have to think about this because there's a huge age difference. But we could spend a whole episode on that. Maybe next week. Who wins in a fight, Draymond or Rodman? And Rodman now, not because obviously Rodman in his prime. Yeah,
I would still take Rodman now. Easy.
I understand your position. And,
Rodman's got connections with North Korea, man. Oh,
all I'm saying is I'm not planting my flag before I think about it.
That's the first time you'll have ever thought that way.
That's the first time I'll have ever thought. What's the next question, Sam?
All right. So the next one is a would you rather. Would you rather be a hated referee or a hated GM?
All right, I'm on this.
Do it, Al. What you got?
Hated GM. Because I don't got to be on the court every day as a referee. Like, I can just be in the shadows and be a bad GM. Like, if I'm gonna be hated, TBH, like my feelings are gonna be hurt behind closed doors. I'm never going to admit that to anyone, but at least I don't have to be public facing all of the time while my feelings are being hurt. You know, I can go cry in my office.
Sure. You don't want the booing and the okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's a well thought out answer.
It is.
Is it? Because that was,
She's like, I didn't think at all.
I did it. I just said it.
I just talked.
I hadn't considered my feelings. so it is. It's a well thought out answer.
To me, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Also, just like as a GM, you've got a lot of power there. And like as a referee, you do too. But I don't know. I feel like be hated and be powerful rather than just like being a referee.
Yeah, sure. You're giving me a lot to think about right now.
You're welcome.
Than just being a referee.
Because I'll just go. I mean, my answer was referee because my logic here is like they don't get fired and they don't have to answer questions from the media. You can fucking suck at your job as an official in pretty much in all the 4 majors, and there's really no consequences for like being bad, especially in baseball. Fuck. And they never have to answer for their fucking crimes against humanity. And you can really get a lot of attention. Like you can really make the fucking show all about you as an official. Whereas a GM, like you actually have to perform or you're fired. Like those guys don't last nearly as long as referees and umpires do.
Have you talked to Rick Hahn?
Unless
they don't last as long as they used to. Hey,
unless you work for Jerry Reinsdorf. But I didn't think about that other stuff you said.
You didn't think about how you'd have to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're just a heartless asshole and like you don't have feelings and it really doesn't bother you, but like knowing me, like I'd act like that, but really like it hurt. Words do be hurting though.
And the other thing too is like I didn't think about it until right now, but like refs are kind of cops. So
yeah.
Like, I almost want to change my answer, but I'm not going to because I've planted my flag. So
because I have a bachelor.
Stops confirmed.
Now, who are you going to karaoke with, Jack?
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna agree with Al here. I would rather be a hated GM because to be a hated GM, you really just have to be like bad at your job. To be like, obviously, people don't like refs and umpires, but to be like truly hated, like I'm thinking like. The worst, like Angel Hernandez and like Tim Donaghy. Like you have to be bad on a legal level. Like Angel Hernandez so bad that it's considered legally defensible to give him no leadership roles. Like Tim Donaghy was so bad, the man went to prison for fixing games. Like that's how bad you got to be hated as a referee. Be a bad GM. I mean, you get some memes made about you on Twitter, like Ryan Pace or whatever. It's like people made fun of you on Twitter and like you might have had to answer some hard questions, but really like you're not facing any like embarrassment in a legal setting. So I just think like being a hated GM also like it's so easy to fail upwards as like one of these front office guys like Trent Baalke tanked the 49ers, got rid of Jim Harbaugh, completely destroyed that team, and then got gifted with a GM position in the Jaguars and got given like one of the more talented number 1 overall picks in recent memory and is currently working on ruining his career. Like it's so easy. All you do is like you fail as a GM and then you take on some like advisory role in some other team's like whatever it is. And you like are in charge of, second team football operations or something like that. And then you're just like making $1 million a year for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And failing upwards is a good,
right.
A good point, because look at Chris Getz.
Exactly.
The farm system that he was in charge of sucks, and now he's the GM. So yeah,
exactly. Even if you fucking suck, there's like some millionaire out there who's like, well, I have this much money. Let's just give like a couple of crumbs of it to this rando and like you can just continue to fail with no regard for like losing your job. So yeah, hated GM is definitely the way to go.
Sam, ref or GM?
I mean, either way, I'm going to be doing some shady shit for money. As a ref, I would definitely fix games. That'd be a lot of fun, just to see everything go horribly wrong and me be the reason for it and watch it all burn. I would smile like Tim Donaghy did. But as a GM, I could just put together a horribly shitty team for 15 years and everybody bitches and nothing changes. And I could just keep on smiling and telling people that they're complaining and not be held accountable really for a very long time. All while, making a lot of money that I shouldn't be making. So yeah, I think hated GM would be better than being a hated referee. Also with referees, like you have to move around a lot, you gotta run and stuff. I don't need that shit. I'll sit in my chair in my suite, watch my terrible team play terrible sport, and just go, I did that.
Sitting is good.
Sitting is a lot better.
If I'm a GM too, all my family's getting free tickets. Everybody I know is getting free tickets. Some dude I meet named Terry on the sidewalk, that guy's getting 6 free tickets to the next game. Like everybody's getting tickets. So I'm gonna be beloved in my close circle. Everyone else gonna hate me, but it's a good vibe. So
yeah, we love Terry getting good things happening to him.
Yeah,
good for Terry, man.
Good for Terry.
He's had a tough life. He's doing a lot. He's got a lot on his plate right now. So
he really does. All right, so it looks like Stoop wanted to be the only one with the referee, but then he didn't want to do it anymore, but he stuck with it. I like it. Like that. Not wavering. Al, that was very loud.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
What are you talking about?
All right. Let's get into the final segment of the night. It is our favorite tweets from this week. The first one I have is, Celeste was going to be on the show, but she had a scheduling conflict, but this was hers that she sent in.
Which, yeah, that's really good.
This is a good one. If you're just listening, it's so many people using words like serve, slay, and mother when there's only one person who has, in fact, served for slaying her mother, and it's Gypsy Rose. Which just...
Can we briefly, since she's up here on the screen, the media gambit that this woman is doing right now, get that bag, honey.
Hell yeah.
Incredible.
I don't know anything about it, but yeah, I mean, if people want to give you money, you should take it. That's my legal advice.
She literally got out of prison and then was on Good Morning America the next day. Oh my god.
Oh man, that was a heavy one.
You're welcome.
I felt it.
5 years from now, there's going to be a promo. I'm going to see a promo on TV for some MTV show, and Gypsy Rose Blanchard is just going to be in it, and it's going to be good for her. She's making her money,
and she is getting that D from what she's said. So,
yeah, I haven't seen any of that, but I've seen memes.
I haven't
that,
either.
So.
Yeah,
I know she said she wanted to meet Taylor Swift, and her people were like, "No."
What happened was she got out of prison and they were like, let's go do something. So they bought tickets to the New Year's Eve Kansas City Chiefs game. And then her parole officer was like, security risk. You probably should.
Mm-hmm.
I need to set the record straight there.
No, she said she wanted to meet Taylor Swift and they were like, no.
Keep the record gay.
Let's not do that.
Keep the record gay.
Yeah. On the gay record.
Yeah.
All right. Next one we have is from Jack.
Oh boy, this was great.
Antonio Brown is the greatest wide receiver of all time. Fuck Jerry Rice. Fuck Randy Moss. Fuck DJ Moore. Antonio Brown is the GOAT just for his tweets alone. I didn't expect Antonio Brown to do TikTok poetry in 2024, but I'm glad. I mean, he's
God almighty.
Every week he breaks boundaries on this website, and I am just so grateful that he still has his account.
Boy, oh boy. I just hope he doesn't kill anybody.
Is this a haiku? I gotta count that.
Yeah, Jack, could you do a dramatic reading for us?
Yeah. Give me a moment.
He's like, I gotta get in the right headspace. Let me hit myself with a hammer 16 times. Fuck. He's really gearing up for it.
Severely emotionally unhinged. My brain is crippled by horniness.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Incredible. Oh,
You can expect more of that at karaoke. I'm gonna be doing like slamioke and
Slam poetry.
That's the night.
Fantastic.
He's just gonna be slam poetry, Antonio Brown. tweets.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh,
I would
boy.
pay for like some like professional like poet to read Antonio Brown's tweets as like actual poetry.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
They're gonna study that man's brain.
the CTE is everywhere.
It is all over.
We're gonna discover like 6 new conditions. Like when he goes, we're gonna discover like things we didn't even know.
Yeah. He's a scientific miracle.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Nobody even comes close.
All right. Next one we got's from Al, but first I'm gonna play this so that we can have the tweet context. Everybody saw the guy in the vase, right?
That's the guy stuck in the urn is the word they use. Urn.
Everything I fucking can! Damn it! My sweater off before I took my belt off. I didn't do shit.
He didn't do shit.
You got it, Connor. You got it. You did. Look, you can do it. You really can. You really can. Look, you gotta pull your body out. His knees are hitting.
The lady who said you just have to pull your body out.
Like, there's nothing worse than you're in an embarrassing situation with an easy fix. You just can't do it, and somebody gives you the obvious advice. This has all of the elements of like perfect white guy scenario. Like I'm just doing something stupid that you shouldn't do. Like for example, eat 30 eggs in a day, right? It's sort of is that.
Who would do that?
It has
Who would do something so crazy?
and then people
Why? Why on God's earth would someone do that?
listen. It's just about testing your limits, you know. And then people give you advice that you already know, and you just get more frustrated. That's right there.
What you gotta do is get out of there.
I took my belt off. It didn't do shit.
His knees are hitting.
Fuck, man.
So on that
You
note,
just gotta pull your body out.
and if he pulled his body out, we would all say, "Put my tweet up, Sam."
Play Pop Goes the Weasel. I love the caption for the video too. This is the whitest shit I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying.
doing everything I fucking can.
I took my belt off. It didn't do shit.
God damn it.
Just the male urge to see a small space and go, I could probably fit in that.
Yeah. You know, he probably wasn't even mad he was stuck. He was mad that everybody saw that he was stuck.
There was someone that was like live tweeting the whole thing in a thread,
I saw
and like that was incredible.
Yeah. You know, maybe he had just been listening to Smokey Robinson's smash hit off of his latest album, Gasms, called I Fit In There.
I was just listening to I Fit In There. You know?
The worst,
I saw
the
this
worst,
urn, and you know,
Smokey
worst
said to
part,
me,
though, isn't even when he's stuck in the urn. It's after the video, like 10 minutes later, when everybody's been like, are you okay? Are you okay? When they've established that he's okay, and his friends have started calling him Urn Boy.
well, and what Al was talking about, where somebody was like live tweeting play-by-play of this incident, when he was they broke the urn, and that somehow damaged his pants, so he spent the rest of the night pantsless.
Mm-hmm.
But did he? But his pants did survive.
from the thread that you referenced, it said he didn't have pants on. So
and then there are images. He has since posted photos on Twitter of him with like a paper note that says like these are the pants, and he's like wearing the pants.
Oh,
So it's unclear. One of my favorite things of all of this though is like someone stole the video and they were like, yo, someone got stuck in a vase at my brother's wedding, and then like the reader note was like, this did not in fact happen at his brother's wedding. And I was like, oh God.
oh no, man, it's a community note.
How do you get community noted on your Earn Boy post? Like,
Because he stole the video. I was claiming that it happened somewhere it didn't. It was just a New Year's party
it was a Caucasian New Year's party.
in
Oh,
Alabama.
those Caucasian New Year's party.
listen,
God. Could you imagine being at that NYE party and like people asking you like, oh, how was your New Year's? Like Tina just like,
Yeah.
you have to go to work on Tuesday and like you get I was at that party.
How was your New Year's? Here's a video.
that would be so much better than all the like, oh yeah, it was good. It was good. Like all those stories you have to tell to your coworkers or whatever. The most exciting thing that happened at my New Year's was at 12:02. One of my friends asked, what time is it? Which is an amazing question.
That's good.
Anybody got the time?
Incredible.
Oh
What a
man.
good saga. Twitter
Thank you.
has been a minefield this week.
All the white girls. Oh my God,
Oh my
Connor
God,
doing
Connor.
absolutely nothing now.
Connor,
You just have to pull your body out.
You just have to say his name, and then eventually he'll just get out of there. Oh my God, his knees are stuck.
His knees are hitting.
See, the thing is though, is like once you get into a small space like that, everything swells, especially after you've been trying to get out for a while. So like there was no getting out.
It would have been so funny if he would just like had tensed up and tried to like squish out and just pass out.
That wouldn't have been funny. That
That would have been funny as hell.
I
There's
agree.
also like the initial moment of like, oh, you can't get out, where you're like, oh, okay, I can't get out. Let me try again. And then you do try again. And you're like, oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
This is a thing now.
I've
Yeah.
made a huge mistake.
You're
Yeah.
looking around at a New Year's party of about 60 people where you and your buddies are in the corner with the urn and somebody's walking over. You're like, oh no.
My boy's taking a shit right now. You guys can't be over here.
Yeah, you're probably laying there thinking like, I hope I can just stay here all night and no one notices. Like
that makes this better is if like that was a family heirloom from like
yeah, right.
pre-Civil War era or some
Yeah,
shit because you know they were in Alabama, like his ancestors on the plantation, like karma finally came around to like destroy the urn.
Definitely.
Of other things, but maybe I shouldn't have gone on that little tangent.
Anyway, Connor's not the only thing that's in the news. There's also, tunnels and apparently holes everywhere. So Steve found this one.
I almost sent this one, Stoop.
The dawn of the hole. 2024 is the year that the earth swallows us all. And I say it couldn't have come soon enough.
Yeah, God willing.
I just love this. Pensioner 71 plunges 130 feet to his death down the hole he dug under his kitchen floor after dreaming gold was buried beneath his
It's
house.
quite a ride of a sentence.
I just love that he dug this hole
Yeah,
and then fell into his own
just
hole.
went into it.
I like that it's a tile floor, but the hole's not a
Right.
tile.
Well, to be fair, it's the Daily Mail. It's possible that none of this is true, but it is fun.
Well, there was the woman in Northern Virginia who was digging the tunnel system under her home, and I looked it up. She's like 20 minutes from me, so I've got to give her a call, see if I can go tour the under house tunnel system.
Yeah, go see her holes.
It's been a big couple of weeks for Northern Virginia residents between the exploding house a couple of weeks ago and the new tunnel system somebody's putting in. We've been really represented recently, and
A
I'm
lot
proud.
going on. Yeah.
Not going on in North Virginia.
Yeah.
Things are good. Things are good.
Can I ask a question? And maybe this is a stupid question.
All right.
There are no
Is it-
stupid questions, only stupid people.
Are there actually tunnels in New York?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
there's the one. There's the one.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
called the subway. There's a blue line.
Jack,
That's
where I was gonna go to.
that's many tunnels.
Yeah.
But the Jews made one tunnel.
Oh.
Yeah, we did.
And
Is this a tunnel that they recently dug, or
as far as we know, it is. Now, I've seen online that they may have that some people believe that this tunnel's been around for a little while, and that they initially the purpose of the tunnel was so they could sneak into synagogue during the pandemic when no one was supposed to be doing that. And I know that the Orthodox did not take the pandemic seriously at all. But I don't know if there's any basis in fact there. As far as we know, these tunnels have only been around for a few months, but they were like linking two of their properties together or fucking something.
Well, there was the guy who tweeted like a couple months back. He was like, "I swear I'm hearing Yiddish underneath my house."
Yeah.
That was amazing, man.
And like, I couldn't imagine feeling more vindicated than to hear
This
voices.
guy's like, I am having viciously anti-Semitic hallucinations. Like,
Right.
yeah,
You are the first person ever who heard voices, and you were right. Like,
right. I swear to God, there's Jews under my apartment.
they're actually in the floor. Like, it's crazy.
The Illuminati is meeting underneath it.
He was right.
He
So,
was right.
If they're willing to pay rent, then they can dig under any apartment I'm living in.
Hell yeah.
yep. Bite your tongue, Sam. All right. It's 7:58. I think we had a good run.
I haven't shown my tweet yet.
Fuck. God damn it. Hurry
That's
up.
right. That's what you get. Anyway, Kyle Rittenhouse tried to make himself in the news again and said he got dunked on viciously, and I love this one. Because I love Arrested Development, and I love this so much.
That's really good.
These are my awards, mother, from Army.
Is
Oh
that
my
how
God.
you brought home your awards, Sam?
Yeah, pretty much same way.
Mhm.
Except I don't know. I think I had more than that actually.
My favorite part of the Kyle Rittenhouse dunking tweet was the Welch.
The guy wants just fruit snacks at his foot. And he's just in some random person's garage.
It's
Just got done with training.
The thing is too, like, there does exist those like fake military boot camp where like a bunch of salesmen will get together and get yelled at by some guy who couldn't make it in the army, so he rides around on like a Segway screaming at like 40-year-olds. But like
Mhm.
there are like those fake boot camps, but he isn't even doing one of those. The creases on his pants are as
Yep.
fresh as can be.
He's been
Yeah.
sitting in that chair.
Those
He
are
walks from
fresh
his dry
pants.
cleaners
Yeah.
to there at most.
Yeah.
He
For
actually just put that outfit on for the photo. 8 packs of Welch's snack.
He's like, wait, I need it to look like I've been like powering up. Somebody put some fruit snacks on the ground.
Hey,
Oh,
you couldn't see on the back of the Welch's packets, it said property of U.S. government.
Paid for by the United States Army.
oh,
Oh boy.
all right.
We
Wow.
love it. We
What a
love it.
show.
What a show that was. Thank you, everybody who watched and commented along the nights. This does live on YouTube forever and always until YouTube dies, which who knows if that'll ever happen. For me, on Tuesday night, I'll be over on Sadistic Penguin Studios Drafty Pod doing worst transactions in Chicago sports history draft. Should be fun. Anybody on anything else they want to plug? Oh, Celeste put out an article on the site yesterday. Go ahead and read that if you haven't, detailing Bears fans' reaction to the press conferences that they saw yesterday. Some of our favorite tweets are up in that article, so check that out if you haven't. But if nobody has anything else, Jack, what do you got?
You can check out Michael Caine was in a movie, The Great Escaper. It came out in 2023. Check that out. Otherwise, nothing on my end.
Okay. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much and have a lovely evening. We'll see you next week. Bye.